In this video we're going to take a look at how to integrate Cisco Firepower or Secure Firewall with Cisco Secure X. There's a few prerequisites in order to do this. We need to make sure that the Firepower devices that you are adding are in your smart license account. We need to ensure we've got the correct versions running. We also need to make sure that the connectivity from the FMC is allowed, so we need to have connectivity across HTTPS to the Cisco cloud. So depending on which cloud you are using, you do need to make sure that the FMC can access the those environments or the internet on 443. There is Cisco documentation to highlight the URLs that the FMC need access to. I will include that that link actually to the guide in the video description. So let's get started. So it's pretty straightforward to do this. So providing you've got Secure X set up already, you've got your account in Secure X set up, you have your devices managed under smart licensing, it's fairly easy to set up. So what we'll first do is we'll head over to the FMC, and on the FMC you need to navigate to this section here, which is under the settings, so the cog on the top right hand side, and then integration. And then when you get there, you need to enable the Cisco Cloud Event configuration. So to do that, we'll just press that little radio button, and what this is going to do, it'll select all the free options underneath it, which is essentially going to send high priority connection events to the cloud, the file and malware events to the cloud, and the intrusion events to the cloud as well. Once you've done that, go ahead and press save. There's no need to we'll head back over to Secure X, and we need to launch Security Services Exchange, because this is where the information will be sent to, and then the information is then passed on from Security Services Exchange or SSE to Secure X. So first we'll start by launching SSE. Okay, now we're on SSE. We can see that I have no devices currently configured, so we're about to change that real quick. So the first thing we need to do is we need to link our smart account. So we'll do this with the little hammer and socket button here, and if we just click link smart virtual account, and then what we'll do is we'll link account, and it's going to log you in using your account credentials. Once you've got your smart account, click that and link the account, and then what you'll do is you'll get a message saying that it's linked. So as you can see now that your account's linked, it lists the Firepower devices under the smart account, and you know, these are the devices that essentially we can get events from now in Secure X, and we can see the status is registered on the devices. Any device that you don't want to receive information for, you can delete them. Now let's go under cloud services, and what we need to do is we need to make sure that both of these radio buttons here are switched on, and this is to allow the event in. And then what we can do here is you can either choose to share the event data with Talos, and there's a little bit more there about how Cisco protects the data that you're sharing. You can filter intrusion events if you want, and you can also auto promote events, important events as well. So we've got all them selected there. We'll just save that, and then if we go across to events, you can see currently there's no events found. So what I'm going to do now is I'll initiate a a port scan, and then we should be able to see intrusion hits, and then the events will be will come through here. And so with access to a device where I can run the port scan, let's just yeah, we'll stick with that. We'll just run a default port scan here, so we can see now that we're starting a port scan. Just head over to our FMC. And this is my rule that's set up here as well. So if I just go to table view of events, you can see that the host is scanning different networks here. So it's being picked up on the FMC. Now if we just add if we go back to Secure X now, and we need to look for the Firepower integration here. So if we click add on this, and then what we do here is you can see that it's picked up the devices here and it's shown as registered. So you can choose to create another dashboard, or you can use the same dashboard that's currently in use. So for this demonstration, we'll just create a separate dashboard so that we can see all of this information, and we'll save that, and it should give us a notification saying that everything's all good with that. So yeah, we can see that it's added to the dashboard successfully. Now if we just go back to our dashboard, we import that new dashboard here, and you can see now that we've got events that are coming up for our port scan here. We can see that the host that's done it. We can see the intrusion event. This matches up with the intrusion event, the custom intrusion event that I made here. And if we go back to, it's not showing up in here yet. So normally the events would show up in here as well. It's not showing up yet, so what I'll do is I'll just see whether I can initiate another scan. It may be just because I've just integrated it. So even though it's taking some time to come through on SSE, if we just go back to Secure X, we can see that in the past hour, we can see that that port scan is still increasing. So we know that we're receiving the events as we should be as well. So what we can do from here is we can start to dive a little bit further into the information that we see in here, and take action on it as necessary. So as you see, it's pretty straightforward to integrate Firepower with Secure X, and you can get some really good output on Secure X while using this tool as well. And if we just go back now, so I've just gone back to SSE, we can see that the events are starting to come through now. So we can see source IP information, we can see the times, the event times, destination IP, and as you can see, because I was doing a port scan, it's just going up the subnet essentially. And then from here you can promote here to an incident if you want. So you can see that it changes to promoting to an incident. And that's all there is to it essentially. You can, like I say, you can see everything in here in SSE in terms of events as well. You can view the details, the device which it's come from, reporting device ID as well, so you can see that. And if you want to cross-reference that, you can do by going across to your devices and then expanding on your device, and then you can see your ID here and whatnot. and then you'd essentially come back to Secure X, and as you can see, that incident that I promoted, you can see it's being user promoted now to an incident, and we can delve a little bit deeper into that incident to look at it a little bit more if it is an incident as well. So you can see that it takes you back to SSE, and you can see this here, and that's integrating Cisco Firepower devices with Secure X.